news on Channel 9 at 6. A 31-year-old customer at the Fine and Dine, located off of 113th and Mulberry, was poisoned by a cup of tea. We have here a witness of the terrible event in our studio. Hi there, Skylar. As we understand it, you saw what happened to Ben today.
That is correct.
Can you tell us what happened through your eyes?
Well, I was eating lunch at the Fine and Dine, and he nearly lost his lunch all over me. He was making his way to the lavatory, narrowly dodging table after table after table. The diner erupted into concern for the guy as well for themselves because they were afraid they were going to have similar symptoms to the food they were eating. The waiter informed the chef that what was going on, and he called 911 immediately. The ambulance came by 5 minutes later, and what happened to him is a mystery.
He did tell you that he drank a small cup of green tea. Did you drink any tea?
No, I only drink water.
That's good. I can also tell you that the person you tell us about is okay and is ready to be interviewed by field reporter Josh Gray, who's at scene at the Fine and Dine. To you, Josh.
Thanks, Will. Only a couple of hours ago, a customer at this restaurant was poisoned by a cup of green tea and is only now being released from the hospital. He agreed to an exclusive interview right here with us. Thanks for being with us, Ben.
Thanks for having me.
Now, as I understand it, you ordered a mug of green tea at this restaurant, and about 10 minutes later, you were feeling unbearably ill.
That's correct.
Now, how do you think this was caused, Ben?
I have no idea, and honestly, I'm not sure if I want to know, but it smelled weird when it came out to me, so I figured there was an odd spice in it, but I guess it wasn't the spice at all.
Right, and we'll be bringing you the answer as to what exactly you drank, because we have with us Ethan Willis, along with Dr. Gavin and Dr. Adam. Throwing it to you, Ethan.
Thanks, Josh. Here with me now are Dr. Adam and Dr. Gavin. Thanks for making time out of your busy schedule to have this interview with us.
No problem, Willis. Just glad to be here.
Yep.
So tell me, what's up Ben under the weather?
From what we gathered, Ben had a mold in his stomach that could have proven dangerous if he hadn't came to us when he did. He's lucky he wasn't as sick as he very well could have been. If he had just shrugged it off as a strong stomachache or flu, the results might have been big.
But Ben ingested was what is known as the world as black mold. Regular mold would have been detrimental to Ben's health. Some molds we know as food that we eat anyway, such as blue cheese and oranges. But just as Gavin said, if he ignored it even for a little while, he would have ended up kicking the bucket.
I'm sure many viewers at home are wondering how the black mold got into Ben's tea.
What we believed happened was that the tea bags used in the tea were exposed to a high amount of humidity, which allows the mold and bacteria to grow easily and reproduce. Once the mold started growing on the bag, there was nothing that could be done to remove the mold. So what we think happened was that the tea was made with the moldy cheese, so the mold contaminated the tea.
This is correct.
Are there any solutions to prevent black mold from growing on tea?
Actually, there is a very usable option out there, and there's already in use in the other food products retained freshness. Silica gel lining on tea bags. Silica gel is unique in that it absorbs moisture, prevents the growth of mold and bacteria, as well as keeping the product fresh.
The gel is currently in use for packing items that need to stay fresh, such as beef jerky. It's also in use for baby diapers to absorb business. So it's already a proven resource for keeping things dry. The best part is it can be thrown out safely.
It sounds too good to be true. Is it expensive? And are many companies using this patent?
Because this is a relatively new concept, no tea companies have adopted it yet, but it is very cost effective.
Sounds great. Now let's go back to Josh so he can tell Ben what we found.
Thanks, boss. Now, Ben, do you want to know what poisoned you?
Sure, why not?
What you consumed was a life-threatening substance known as black mold. Be scared. It apparently grew on the bag that your green tea was made from. Like you told me, you are very, very, very lucky to still be alive.
Wow. I thought it was bad, but that sounds a lot worse than what I originally thought.
Agreed. What do you say? What do you have to... Thanks for being with us, Ben. Now, how about we go into the diner and talk to the chef of this establishment? Thank you, sir. Are you the chef of this fine establishment?
Yes.
Now, what do you have to say about the recent accusations that you don't keep your tea sanitary?
I deny the claim. We aren't very sanitary when it comes to our food. We recently started using a form of transportation to bring the tea out to us, which we know, which could be the way that we get the mold in the bag. We were planning on using silica bags later on, but now that we see our tea is not currently safe enough to drink, we will be using them here on out.
You sound very dedicated to the customer.
That's because we are. We will do anything to make sure our customers leave happy, satisfied, and full.
Thank you for your time. I'll let you get back to work. This is Josh Drake signing off. Good night.